There is so much going on in Jurassic World Alive today that it's going to take me a week to cover how much is going on in Jurassic World Alive. First things first, we have the supply drop challenge going on, and this is a collab for everybody involved in the game. If you tap your rank up in the upper corner and you go to news, there should be information about the join the supply spree. This is going to be everybody. You're going to want to spin as many supply drops as you can, and there are different rewards based on how many collectively we all spin. Let's go for the 50 million. It sounds like a lot. We have 3 days, counting today, we have 4 days in order to finish this, which that seems like a lot of supply drops. We also have Gallimimus spawning with increased rarity in the wild, because you're gonna have the opportunity to collect the elements for one of the newest flying unique dinosaurs. I can't pronounce it, I don't have it unlocked, but know that it is there. It's gonna be Gallimimus and then Monolophosaurus, because that's gonna make Monomimus, and then a Monomimus is going to be combined with Darwinopterus. Definitely something you're gonna wanna start accumulating as much as you can. Obviously, the less rare the creature, the more you're gonna find in the wild. And right now, like, Monomimus isn't everywhere, but it's plenty of places. As you can see, what a great theme for St. Patrick's Day. I'm loving all these greens, so I'm gonna spend all of these supply drops. Make sure, just sit at home, sit at work, and spend all of these supply drops. We also have the dinos of the week. If I go back up to the event, we have the common dinosaurs of Allosaurus, Tarbosaurus, and Velociraptor. We have the rare of Tujangosaurus, Epics. Who said Epics? Epics, Anki, Erlikosaurus, Kentro, Rajasaurus, Sino, and T-Rex. And then don't forget, on Sunday, 5 unique creature sightings. Definitely an action-packed week. There is absolutely no doubt about that. And don't forget about the treasure chase event that's going on. Additionally, I love the look of this, but you're gonna have up to 25,000 coin per day for the next 5 days, counting today. So the next 6 days. And you don't need me to tell you. If you were later in the game and you started unlocking your unique dinosaurs, you don't need me to tell you how expensive that this proposition gets. And it gets expensive in a hurry. At 1,000 per fuse for a unique figure, and then to level up, I think it's like a minimum of 50,000. And it just goes up from there. Level 25 to 26 is like 100,000. If you're going up to level 30, it's 200,000. So make sure that you are getting as much coin this week as humanly possible, as well as darting. Like, you're just going to have to grind. Not every week is a grind week, and there have been a few weeks recently where I've said, you know, this week is not a grind week, but this is not one of those weeks. This is a week where you're going to want to be out darting as much as possible. Remember, the closer you are to the treasure chases, the more DNA that, or the more coin that you're going to get from them. That one, I was pretty far away and I just got the 125, but I'm actually going to walk over and get this next one. And in fact, there's 2 in this park that I'm at, which are going to give the maximum amount. And I don't know what the maximum amount is. Be interesting to find that out. And then obviously spinning supply drops. 50 million, that's a huge number. I don't even know how many people are playing the game. One thing that you want to keep in mind, though, is the way you know you are going to get maximum rewards is when the blue bar at the bottom disappears. That's when it's safe to spin supply drops. So we got 500 on that one. Spin supply drops, or you can go ahead and open these treasure chases as well. I'm gonna spin this one from way off in the distance. We have several really good strike towers. The rare strike tower, the only rare available is Tujangosaurus. So if you are looking for Toromolok or Diorajosaur, Tujangosaurus is going to be in major supply this week. Oh my gosh, like, I've got scent capsule towers. I might as well just go ahead and battle this little strike tower over here. Might as well just knock this thing out. It is going to be a St. Patrick's strike. Look at that, the little hat. The hat looks great, right? Super easy. This should take no effort at all. In fact, I'm just going to take my top 4 dinosaurs across the board. Thor is probably going to knock everything out. Now, let's talk a little bit of strategy for this week. What I think is the best way to approach this week's creatures, because there's so much good, is I think you should do this. Decide what unique you're going to go for. Maybe it's 2. Maybe it's just the 1. If there's one that you're really hoping that you can unlock, I would say plan on doing a minimum of 3 attempts on it, probably 4, and maybe all 5. And that's what I would just plan on going after. Now, once you make that decision, don't dart any of those components during the week. And what I mean by that is, as soon as I get my DNA here, we got some Allosaurus and some Tujangosaurus. Really gonna rack up a lot of Tujangosaurus this week, which is great for me because I haven't unlocked any of these other creatures. And there's another Gallimimus right there. But what I mean by this is, if we go look at the news and say I'm gonna go for DJI, say that's the one that I'm gonna dart. I'm gonna do it 5 times on Sunday. That's a terrible example. Say I'm gonna go for Thor on Sunday. I'm gonna go Thor on Sunday. On Monday and Tuesday, I'm not gonna go for Tarbosaurus and I'm not gonna go for Allo. And then for my epics, I'm not gonna go for Sino, because I'm gonna get all of those ingredients at one time, and I think that that's going to be the best way to maximize your darting opportunities. Now, the bad thing with all of this is that the Erlodamus, the Trico, the Endo, all require the same DNA, and that's gonna be Velociraptor. So what I would do is I would just accumulate as much Velociraptor as I could, and probably as much T-Rex. See, the epics get crazy, but the strategy still applies, because whatever you're gonna go for, so say I'm gonna go for Erlodamus, I'm probably not gonna dart my Erlikosaurus on the epic days, because I'm gonna get all that Erlikosaurus in Erlodamus already. Does that make sense? I hope I said that clearly. So it's really gonna make you decide which direction you're going, and you should decide today. Decide on Monday what direction you are going to go, and stick to your plan. Don't question it. Stay true to your plan. As for me, I don't know. I'm probably gonna keep darting Velociraptor just because so many things need Velociraptor. Here's my dilemma, and here's why this isn't just a cut and dry decision for me, is if I go look at what I've yet to unlock, like I'm 5 fuses away on Erlodamus, 5 fuses away on Toromoloch, which isn't included in this, but I'm about 5 fuses away on Trico, and then everything else is just going to be either levels, or in the case of Dioraja, completely unlocking. I'm honestly, I'm probably gonna go all Diorajosaur. I'm probably gonna go that route. I'm gonna accumulate as much Tujangosaurus as I possibly can over the week, because I have a lot of Paramoloch, which is gonna help me to unlock Toromoloch. So I'm gonna try to unlock 4 new unique dinosaurs this week, but I'm out of coins, so we're probably gonna have to really grind. But that is my plan for the week. That is how I'm gonna attack this. And what I think the best strat is, pick your unique, don't dart the elements for that unique during the week, and go for the other elements of the other uniques that you're interested in, and accumulate those, and then build those the natural way, which is by fusing. Another thing to take into consideration when trying to decide what it is that you're going to dart is what local habitat are you most commonly in. Sometimes it's home, sometimes it's work, and whichever one you're most commonly in, probably don't go after that one for the most part. Now, there could be a situation where maybe you just need a handful of DNA, so maybe go ahead and dart that dinosaur. But if you always see Kentro, then you probably don't want to go after Kentro, because that's nothing new to you. Now, if you're like me and you never see Erlikosaurus and you never see Kentro, then it becomes a little more difficult to decide. But T-Rex is a global spawn. I already have over 6,000 T-Rex DNA. While T-Rex is always a good option, there's a very real possibility that I may skip out on T-Rex and go for some of these others like Erlikosaurus or Sino, which I never see. And it would be more beneficial to me to get those creatures and the DNA that I just don't have on the reg. Now I'm taking down this strike tower. I believe the best that we can do on this scent strike tower is going to be a rare class, which I'm happy with. I'm totally cool. We are going to get 2 opportunities for epic scent class scent capsules this week, so definitely keep an eye out on those. There's a lot going on this week. It's have you heard this before? It's the best week in Jurassic World Alive. It's really good. If it's not the best, I don't know what would be. But let me know what your strategy is when you are darting for this week, because there's a lot to choose from. See, for me, I have almost 100,000 Gallimimus. I'm probably going to be okay on that for a while. Hats, I have, you know, I have quite a bit of hats. I should probably dart that since it's a park spawn, but I'm more interested in that rare strike tower over there and then the Velociraptor. Hopefully I can reach the rare strike tower from where I'm going to dart this Velociraptor. And finally for today, and I could have made this video 45 minutes long and probably still not covered everything that we have going on this week in Jurassic World Alive. I hope that I've covered enough to get you guys started down the path to greatness. Kind of got to take advantage of the opportunity to dart the Utah Raptor. Utah Raptor was such a great creature for me in the beginning of the game, and it has since not only been useful for creating hybrids, but it's highly sought after in alliance trading as well. So just a good all around, probably not one that you really ever want to skip. And just so that the Velociraptor doesn't despawn on me, I'm gonna get another fuse on something here. Although I don't know how much Indominus Rex I actually have at the moment. One thing that I will say that I'm going to try to adhere to, sometimes I do better than other times, is don't start leveling things up just yet. Wait until the end of the week when you have all your resources sitting in front of you, as far as how much coin have you collected, how much DNA have you collected, how close are you on different creatures to unlocking them, to leveling them up, because this is a week like none other. And the last thing I want you guys to do is waste resources where, say you level something up and then it turns out that the DNA for T-Rex could have been useful on Erlikosaurus instead of an Indoraptor, but you now no longer have enough, but you have too much Erlikosaurus DNA or Erlodomus DNA to make that figure as best as you can. I know it's going to be tough, but wait as long as you can. I'm just going to slap through these as quickly as possible. I want the DNA. It's going to be such a great week to accumulate so much just good DNA, not just so much, not just the quantities of DNA, but the amount of really good DNA that is going to be had this week. You've got the special event supply drop dinos. It's going to be great DNA. You've got the strike towers. Ouch. That's going to be great DNA. There are just so many opportunities to accrue mass quantities of highly sought after DNA that I think if you spend your DNA and your coin early, you might regret it come the end of the week. I guess I still don't have a knockout. These are actually, like, I'm in no danger of losing this tower, don't get me wrong, but they're putting up a formidable opponent here. Ankylosaurus was another really nice dinosaur. I actually used Nodosaurus more in the early stages of the game than I really used Anky, but Anky if you need a tank, you could do a lot worse than Anky. It gets outshadowed now, especially with all the big chompers like Thor or Allosaurus. Allosaurus out there, but it's still a very formidable tank if you are in the lower level arenas and looking for something to use this week. Don't feel bad if you are a newer player and you don't unlock multiple uniques. They take a long time. I've been playing games since global launch, somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 months, 10 months, something like that. And while I have a handful now, they have all just kind of been recently. So it's not like I've been sitting on these for months on end. Indoraptor was the first one I created. That one has probably been a few months now. It's also level 27, which is by far my highest level dino, by far my highest level unique, and it's also my highest level dino. My next highest is a common Miragea. So that kind of lets you know they are expensive. And so if you are early on, you're going to be able to create a lot of progress towards these unique figures. But if you can't get them unlocked, you're getting a lot of really good DNA that will A, help you get towards the unique, and B, it's going to be useful just as standalone figures on your way up to the road to the unique. So what a great week. I honestly never thought I'd see a week like this. I just to be totally truthful, I thought the day when we got one unique was a great day just to dart, and 5 attempts. I remember we had 5 legendaries, and that was arguably the best week until now. But I think that this week across the board, hands down, is it's just so much better. And if you're tired of me saying that this is the best week ever, get used to it, because it's the best freaking week ever. I feel like I'm getting bit by an ant as I'm talking to my camera here. Wow, I just got knocked out with 6. But I'm gonna bring in Indoraptor. If you were on my live stream yesterday, you might remember that I had a lot more coin than I do now. I went ahead, I leveled up my Sticky Derricks to level 23, and I have no idea how to use it. Basically, it gets killed and does 20% bleed on one creature before it gets killed. And I haven't figured that one out yet. If you're running Sticky Derricks, let me know in the comments below, how do you use it? I was thinking I'd use it as a tank. That hasn't necessarily proved to be all that great. There's a Quetzal, which I probably should. It's a rare. I probably should dart it. I wonder if I should actually like pay attention this round. We're gonna use a little bit of strategy. I'm in no danger of losing the tower, but my figures are a lot higher. If your figures aren't as high as this, I could see where this tower would be a little more difficult. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go distracting. Distracting moves, stun moves, and bleed moves are all really good against T-Rex. Don't worry about your slow moves, because it's already like the second slowest dinosaur in the game. Gonna be able to just knock it out right here. So if you reduce the damage that T-Rex does, because it does a ton of damage, that's always good. If you can bleed it, it doesn't really have a way to get rid of the bleed, so that's always good. I'm not gonna be, yes I am. We're just going to go for the stun move here, which should be the KO at 2632. Dilorhachirus is nice. Man, I wish Dilorhachirus would have been one of the epics for the uniques for the weekend, but at the same time, I'm not going to complain about anything really. I mean, if they're gonna throw 5 attempts at the best figures in the game at you, you gotta take that, and you can't complain about it. You're either gonna get levels or you're gonna get closer to unlocking. So this is gonna be it for the video. Like an amazing video here today, and a lot of information. That is a great looking incubator right there. I dig it. You'll probably see that one on the thumbnail, or you probably already saw it. And look how much coin I'm getting. 5,000? I'm already up to 34. I think I've gotten 10,000 coin just doing today's video. There's 1,500 Tarbosaurus, 2,400 Allosaurus, 700. Now I can actually, I don't have the coin to do it, but I can get my 2 Django up over level 20, up to level 20, which is what I'm gonna need it to be to start working on those uniques. And They're expensive. That was a terrible dart. There's not really much use for Quetzal. I'm darting it simply because it's a rare. And I often feel kind of guilty about just bypassing rares and not darting them. So while I'm not really trying all that hard to get a high score on this, I definitely want to at least accumulate the DNA. Let me know, what do you guys think of this week? Are you hype? Like, if you're not hype, you probably want to check your pulse, because of all the weeks to be hyped for, this is one of them. Anyway, that's all I've got for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are excited about the week ahead. I will do more coverage on getting prepared to unlock the other uniques the rest of this week. And until next time.